clean them up.
When they throw the Molotov cocktails into the house, and then it flashes to Prop Joe lighting up a cigar with a flame. Like it's one of the most.
I never put that together. That's crazy.
It is one of the most beautiful transitions.
Wiretapped Troops. I can't even sound like the Charlemagne God thing.
Godspeed to all y'all for the rest of the show. Make sure everybody like, subscribe, and share, and all that. Man, we need to keep Wire alive, man. Keep it alive.
Please like, subscribe, and share Wiretapped Troops.
So please subscribe, share.
Like, share, subscribe, retweet, whatever you got to do. Get this platform out there. Wiretapped Troops.
Look at Instagram pages. So my people can go ahead and look at it and like.
Please like, share, and subscribe to Wiretapped Troops.
That's it. Thank you.
Welcome to Wiretapped Truths. My name is Jesse Perez. Here joined with Mr. Wiretapped Truths Leland, our resident comedian Jack Simmons, recently seen on Kevin Hart's Funny AF. I think he won the competition. So look out for that 1 hour Netflix. That wasn't you?
That was the other one.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So we're going to...
Me and Kevin Hart get mistaken a lot for each other, too.
Obviously.
Yeah. We're twins. Kevin Hart's a good guy. You know what? Speaking, I think it's really cool what he did with that competition, because it's he spent his own money to create, and because he has fucking millions of $500 million.
I was just about to say, it's rumored that he's a low key billionaire.
Yeah, so you might as well fucking. But he financed this competition, which really brought a lot of attention to stand-up, and Netflix really came through with bringing home that.
What was it? What happened?
It was a
stand-up competition.
Yeah, but it's also part of this bigger festival called Netflix's Joke Festival, which was this huge festival, and they got pretty much every big name comedian on the Sun to play it. And Louis C.K. headlined it. There was Jerry Seinfeld, Eddie Murphy, and all these huge. They must have spent a fuckload of money for that. But it's I give Netflix a lot of shit because they do a lot of bad stuff as a corporation. But they did really come through with this.
I saw the roast
competition.
I didn't see it, but I saw that they did the Kevin Hart roast. I didn't know about the special. The comedy.
Yeah. No, there was every a lot of big name comedians.
What he's doing too, y'all know if y'all are up on this, but I follow his business stuff. He sold his name to a $1 billion brand company or something. So they can take his name and put it into different merchandise and stuff. It's stuff that essentially help his name live forever. I don't know if that's part of it. It seems in line with the people he partnered with, if it's as big as y'all. So you said they had Eddie Murphy? That's crazy.
Yeah, they had every big name, and it's he's so that's pretty cool, and especially because he's not even that great of a comedian. So
some people don't think he's funny.
I think his first couple of he has one special that made me tear. And
the one in the gray suit. It's either the one in the gray suit or the one in the black outfit. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
The one when he was talking about the kids at Chuck E. Cheese and his son has the big head. I was in tears with that. And
for me, he's got a few stand-ups that are really, really funny. I'm not, as y'all know, I'm not a huge movie person. So I ain't never seen Jumanji 2 or Ride Along. I don't know how his movies are in terms of comedic value, but anytime I see him interviewing, I'm laughing. I see him.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I'm mainly just being an asshole to be funny. I mean, he is he is really. I like that one joke that he has. I know we're going off here, but I like that one about when he called his teacher a bitch because his mom.
Oh yeah, no, that's a classic. That's a classic. That's been reenacted and re-dramatized by
Yeah.
people. People love that.
No, he's got a ton of talent. And if all the creative people should read his book, I forget what the fuck it was called, but that was a great book in terms of like inspiring somebody to like get motivated and everything, because you know, he really talks about like his work schedule and everything. So definitely a good read.
Well, Jesse, tell the world what we doing today, bro.
Shout out to Kevin Hart for sponsoring this episode. We're doing season 3, episode 3 of The Wire recap, the essence of the show. Recaps were always the essence of the show, and then we started getting interviews, and we started doing other stuff too. So the show is all of it: interviews, recaps, and this. But this was really the main focus of when we got together with the show, and we're like, hey, let's do a recap of it. I want to recap the greatest show of all time. So we're going to do season 3, episode 3. Jack, do you want to start us off on what was
Yeah.
the
So like this is basically this episode. I feel like the gears were really in motion of like, you understand where like now the major plot dynamics of the show are going to go. You know, this is where everything starts to fall in place of like, you understand now what Bunny Colvin's going to do. Like you have more of a feel for these characters, right? The plot definitely moves very much forward in this episode. And the title of this episode is Dead Soldiers. And, you know, it has multiple meanings, right? Because it's not only referring to the soldiers from Avon's crew and the one that was friends with Omar, but also Ed Cole on the other side of the police. And there's a lot of parallels too between like the cops and the criminals in this episode throughout it, right? And so in the previous episodes, we've seen that Burrell is really chewing out all of the major sergeants and lieutenants because it's kind of like this like yearly report, right? Every year, I think they do that. Like, or it might be like some kind of like monthly report, and they're trying to get homicide numbers down. And Rawls uses that as an opportunity to berate everybody that works in the department for not getting the numbers down. And so he's basically used this guy, Marvin, as a punching bag for the past 3 episodes, just constantly yelling at him and saying that like he's incompetent. And to be fair, this guy, Marvin, is constantly making excuses and doesn't seem competent at his job. You know, he's like, well, they move around. It's like, yeah, they're drug dealers. What do you expect? Fucking
But
asshole.
they're stressed too to start this episode, bro. Like, I mean,
oh yeah, everyone is so stressed out.
Goodness, bro, and they're throwing up. Like he in the bathroom throwing up on himself.
Oh yeah, everyone's sweating. Like when Rawls and Burrell look at the major commanders, they're all looking at their feet. They're all like, it's like a group of grown men that are all afraid, and they all know their jobs are on the line too. And Burrell uses guy Marvin as an example of like, look, like your jobs are not permanent. I can fucking replace you just like that. And he does. He calls right away. He's like, he just calls some guy else, and he's like, you command the Eastern District, and
you know what too, the foreshadowing too with him saying the bunny, you don't even want to think about what's the worst that they can do to you, you know. Right. In the end, we know what happened to Bunny, you know, kind of thing. But that's just a foreshadowing moment to let you know, like, yeah, you don't even know, you don't want to see what they're gonna do to you, kind of thing. And also, when they flash to Buddy's neck and you can see the sweat on his neck, that is such a beautiful shot. Like, for us to, as the audience, to be able to look and be like, damn, this man is sweating balls. Like, god damn, he's stretched. Mm-hmm. See the sweat on the back of his neck. Like, and I got a question too. Why was Colvin so stressed out if he wasn't speaking? Like, I guess, or is it is they don't know who Ross is going to call out in the meeting. I guess is that kind of.
Well, I think like he's prepared for his report that's like coming soon, right? And then like in the
Okay.
previous episode, they were talking about it, and he was saying like, you know, we can just fudge the numbers and turn a lot of like felonies into misdemeanors to like make it seem like homicides are going down. I think his arc was in the episode was when later on he's like, you know what, fuck it, just play it straight. What do I have to lose? I'm retiring in 6 months anyway. Cool little side note, this episode was co-written by Dennis Lehane, much like our esteemed Leland is a famous author. Dennis Lehane wrote a lot of books turned into movies. He wrote Mystic River, Shutter Island, Gone Baby Gone, and an episode of The Wire, I guess.
I love Mystic River, y'all. Like that is.
Yeah.
I think he wrote 2 episodes of The Wire.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. You know, just getting like one of the biggest authors to just write the show, you know.
And two Jack, before we move on, two things. So Buddy's saying that they went to plainclothes shifts for 12 hours and we still can't do shit about the drugs. You know, like it's like, goddamn, what's the point then? Like if we got people working half a day and there's nothing that we can do about it. And then also,
I mean, it's trying to stop a river from running, man. You know, it's like drugs are a force of nature. That's the whole. That's what he realizes. Like, there's nothing to do. People are gonna want to get high, no matter what.
And I know we talked about it on was it the character analysis? One of our last previous episodes about us possibly doing a top 10 most hated. I hate Burrell and Ross. Like, I'm sitting here watching this episode, y'all. Like, I hate them too. Like, I do not like them. And watching this episode really reinforced that for me. Like, I don't like nothing about them two, like at all. Like,
oh yeah, Burrell is a fraud and like a useless bureaucrat, and
for sure. That's why I don't like him for sure.
Yeah. And that's kind of one thing I like about Carcetti is that he spots that he clocks that immediately, and you get the sense of like he knows like this guy sucks. That's why
he wanted to get rid of him as soon before he even got in office. He was like, okay, how the fuck can I get rid of Burrell? Like, what does that look like? Me getting rid of him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if not for the Hurt stuff, he would have got rid of Burrell. He would have got rid of him earlier if Burrell didn't come through with the Hurt little notebook in season 4 to kind of help them kind of cool that problem down with the ministers. He probably would have got rid of him in season 4. Like,
oh yeah, as soon as he became a mayor. And speaking of Burrell, he has the opening line, "The gods will not save you."
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, you have to, like, if you want to do something, you have to fucking do it. He's like, you know, nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Like, that's kind of the idea I took out of it, because he
There's
said
not gonna be no miracles here.
He said like the gods are not kind to us later on, or something like that.
He says the gods.
So that was kind of response. He's like, the gods are not going to save you. They have no part in this. This is every man for himself. So, you know, it's like put up or shut up time. Yeah, but you know, we have a lot of time with Omar's crew. In this episode, and
tough scenes too. There's some tough scenes in this episode, man.
Really cool scenes too. It starts off like late at night, you know. It's all very, very dark. Yeah, all the a lot of just the city lights are appearing on the stream. It looks very nice, and they're all like plotting to take over this the house that the Barksdale organization is running. And one of the people that are working with him is like, why don't you go for these other people? But he's like, it's more than that. He has a personal grudge against these people.
It's the principle. Y'all tried to get me to kill Brother Muzone for no reason, essentially. Like, you know,
you killed Brandon, tortured him, and
it's always gonna be. It would have always been a problem. Like,
right?
You know, it's just, you know, even when Avon got home, he still had Omar on his mind. Like, yeah, I'm still on that. I still have a problem with him, kind of thing. So,
yeah, exactly.
And also too, Jack, the crew, the girl who ends up getting killed, she asks Omar like, "Yo, why do we have to keep doing this?" You know. And then the boyfriend who shot the girl, he said too, like, "I don't think I like this." You know,
Right.
it just so happens it wasn't Omar who ended up shooting her, you know, or Omar who ended up getting killed, but it was because Omar was being so stubborn. So
Right. I mean, this episode too is where Omar shows he is flawed. And we'll get to that later on.
yeah, that's a tough scene right there. We'll talk
yeah.
about it for sure.
But previously, Officer Dozerman was shot by this guy who they found. They had to beat the shit out of him in the. No, they didn't have to. They did it. I'm not going to excuse the. But yeah, McNulty. At first, you see it from. You just see this guy like bloodied up, and then the camera pans back, and you see Jimmy's watching it, and Bunk is like, you know, basically saying like, oh, you know, well, he got all these injuries while he was getting arrested. Yeah, fudging like bullshitting essentially. But you know, essentially they're trying to get this gun, right, for this guy who shot Dozerman, right?
Yep.
And it's funny that Jimmy is like kind of grilling Bunk about this, and he's like, well, "What should I do? You should have the United Nations call in."
That shit was so funny. Like he said, Kofi Bryant and the United fucking Nations should get involved. That was Bunk talking to Jimmy about D'Angelo's murder.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. And
right,
so
he's showing the pictures of him being strangled, and it's like obviously bullshit.
It ain't that serious, Jimmy. Like, no, nobody care like you care, kind of thing about this particular murder, like, which is tough.
But it's like for Jimmy, it's just like I get where he's coming from. It's like everybody does on a human level because it's bullshit. This is a kid who was murdered, and nobody cares. Essentially, he's the only person in the world who essentially cares about this kid who was killed in cold blood.
And it's a scene we're gonna get to in a little bit about it with McNulty, and he, like, you can see like he's utterly disappointed in what happened with D'Angelo's, and we'll get to that scene. We'll touch on that in a little bit, but
yeah, Major Forster comes over to grill Bunk and says like, you have to get this gun, which is like a needle in a haystack in terms of finding
how
a
the
gun.
fuck would he find a gun in Baltimore, bro? Like, in real life. How would that even happen? Like,
think about how many guns. Like, oh yeah, all they have is an alias that there is, which is Peanut, and they said like there's like 100 people named, you know, and like Bunk's. I think you brought it up last time. I think either Leland or Jesse brought it up how Bunk is always getting like the short end of the stick, and is always getting. Every single season, he always gets like the shittiest cases or like the most impossible things to do, and they just put it on him because he's good at his job.
Jack? Where would this man even start to go try to find these? So you got to comb through. What'd you say? 100 different people named Peanut.
Yeah, and it said apparently, according to the report, about 2,500 firearms were seized by the police in 2025 in the city of Baltimore. So you have to, with that amount of illegal guns there are, that's, you know, where you have to look through. It's like all just to like save face, because they can't have it where a criminal is running around with a gun that they stole from a cop that they shot. You know? So it's all just to be like, we need to make it, because then it is like, I get where they're coming from, because then you just look weak, and which, you know, in a way they kind of are at that point.
Especially if you're committing murders and shit with the police gun, you know. Shit.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you start doing that, which is very cool. I love this next scene though, the way it's filmed. It's in front of the Baltimore or the Capitol building. Mm-hmm. Like late at night, it looks very nice, and like they're in that 2-shot of Prop Joe and Stringer, and it looks like Prop Joe got a haircut since the last time.
Jack, I was just about to say that, bro. Like, is this the only episode where he's got the little Gumby fade? Like, I thought he had braids.
I think he shaved too.
Season 4 and 5 for sure, and then I'm thinking in season 1, in season 2. When Sergey comes in, what is his hair like? Yeah, he's got braids. He's got braids. Like, this might be the only
completely different.
He does, bro. That's a great
Yeah.
ass kid. I was just thinking that, like, what's up with this Gumby ass haircut? They probably
Yeah, I thought I was just like,
where's his normal haircut at? Like, I never
Yeah.
noticed that until right now. I'm watching it right now. Like,
I thought I was just imagining that, but you know, he's reporting what happened to Cheese and said that like basically he got caught and police fucked it up by thinking that he murdered a human being when he murdered a dog, which is even worse. But
and they're still onto him and Stringer too. Like,
right,
they're
still
actively looking at y'all too.
But he said he was like, you got to be boring as fuck. And
Yep.
he said, keep it boring. You keep it dead fucking boring. And then he said, like, that's what kills cops more than alcohol is just boredom.
Can't deal with it.
That's true, too, you know, because it's like eventually they're just not going to spend the rest of their life looking after something that's going nowhere. So he is right in theory, you know, if you don't like do anything theoretically, they would drop it eventually.
Yep, eventually.
Yeah. There's a lot of scenes with Colvin and Jay Landsman, the actor Jay Landsman.
The real Jay Landsman.
Yeah, the real Jay Landsman, who's like kind of like a second in command, I'm thinking here. And they're going through this like empty section of town where it's basically like nobody lives there, but you know, there's all like it costs a lot of money to demolish these houses, so they just kind of keep them up. Like there's a lot of houses like that in any city, or like there's just people, you know.
There's thousands in Baltimore though.
Right. Oh,
like,
really?
Thousands of vacancies, as we can see. And I never being into real estate, like I've never even thought as many times I've watched The Wire. Like, damn, all of these fucking houses are really vacant. Like, damn, it's a shit ton of fucking vacants. Hamsterdam was in 3 different areas, and all of them bitches was vacant, like except for the ladies' house.
Yeah.
Like, so we're talking 30, 40, 50 houses each in each area of Hamsterdam that's all vacant. Like,
I mean, that's the problem, right? Is that like, you know, all these houses and yet nobody's living in them. Like, it really should fall on people to fix them up so that, you know, they can have that as a place to live. I mean, all these houses in Amsterdam, they could easily go to people just like if they spend a little bit of money and investing in the community, you know.
Yep, they have Baltimore. I don't know if it's only Baltimore or if it's Maryland as a whole state. Usually real estate stuff goes by county law.
Right.
But I know there are counties in Baltimore where they have like $1 homes kind of thing. Like you can buy them through because they're owned by the government. You can buy them for like $1 kind of thing. They come with different rules and stipulations and shit like that. But they definitely have a program like that in Baltimore. I don't know if they still have it. I know last year it was something like that, like buy a home for like $1 in Baltimore, but you got to do certain stuff to it and stuff like that. So,
I mean, they should put money into doing that. You know, to do that, you got to raise taxes. And then people like bitch and moan about having to pay more taxes. But it's like, do you want people to live in houses or not? Right?
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of scenes where he's just kind of like looking around, and you don't really get a sense of what he's going to do until later on. But also, we have Carcetti and Tony Gray are plotting. You know, a lot of Carcetti scenes here.
Shout out to Christopher Mann.
For sure.
Yeah, Tony Gray. They're playing a kind of game.
What game are they playing, y'all? What is that? Is it bullshit?
I thought it was like a guessing game where it was like I know bullshit. I know that game where it's like you guess what cards. It might be a version of that.
I thought that's what it was, but then he said something like 5 threes or something like that. Like he said something like, well, I'm like, well, there's not 5 threes in the deck, so.
But they're holding on money, not cards, though. Like that's what I was confused.
I thought they were playing bullshit, and it was he was saying 5 3. Like in the game bullshit, you're guessing the person's cards, if I'm not mistaken. Like, so I thought that's what they were playing all these years. But I'm like, okay, we're doing a recap. I'm gonna ask the team if they knew what the fuck game is this that they playing. Like,
I know that they're holding up money, or it looks like it because it's
right.
Like
I saw that,
up.
but then when he said the 5s, the 3 5s, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's a game exclusively for the City Council of Baltimore.
I
It's
never
a very niche.
Understood.
That's how deep it is. That's how much he did his homework. It's a very niche game that only 5 people know.
Baltimore know about.
Yeah, it's like wow, that's very specific. But Carcetti calls up this reporter
Yep.
to essentially tell him what Burrell told him in the previous episode, that there's not going to be an academy class coming up.
He's stirring up some shit, Jack.
Yeah, he's stirring up some shit. He's playing
stirring up
sides
some
against
shit.
each other. He's a lot, again, like I've said this before, but he's acting very similar to his character in Game of Thrones, how he's playing sides against each other. He's sort of like, you know, he's causing like a rift, and he's trying to make Mayor Royce look bad, and he's trying to like back them into a corner, much like, you know, chess kind of. He's trying to move his pieces around. It's all about strategy. You know, Carcetti was doing that like whole government plotting like years before House of Cards. You know, I feel like he was like the first guy to really do that. But you know, essentially they're not going to have a police academy, and so he's going to use this to call Burrell. And
Ends up backfiring on them, though.
Yeah,
Just a little plan.
yeah. Later on, he's a little too ambitious. Oh yeah, so like all this stuff is like vacant, right? And one thing that I thought was interesting was like Burrell asked him, he's like, why doesn't anyone like take a look at these? And he just says like, well, ignorance is bliss. Like you know, they'd rather just fucking pretend the problem doesn't exist and then pour money at it, you know. Yeah,
shout out to Robert Wisdom too again, and Dan DeLuca. Another classic interview from us. I was rewatching that the other day. That was a fucking phenomenal interview with them. Like it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
It doesn't end up backfiring on Carcetti. It ends up. I mean, Burrell just gets holding the stick again.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro.
You know,
for sure. He looks bad
because
all the time.
Like, just like you're gonna just take the fall for it,
bro. And you know what, too, Jesse? He's talking to the mayor, and the mayor is like, he's like, you took the fall from me then, and you take it now, and I appreciate that.
And we appreciate it,
Commissioner.
Yeah.
You know, just let you know, that's why you got that title you got there. Like I love that little scene too. Like you're gonna keep taking it as my commissioner.
Right.
It was like a command, but it was also
you stuck with it, kind of thing.
Thank you.
It's like I'm not sorry, like, but I get it. You know, it's like I thank you for like allowing yourself to be screwed by us repeatedly. And by the way, we're going to continue to do this, and that's your job, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's like, have a good day. Yeah, Burrell, it's a funny character because in a way he is kind of like the punching bag throughout the series. A lot of the blame always gets placed on him, and it makes sense too because he's the commissioner. So if there's flaws within the police departments, like somebody's got to take the fall for it, you know, and he's the guy on top. But yeah, Burrell's discovering he has no real friends here, that, you know, he's only as useful to, like, they only keep him around when he's useful or when it's convenient.
He said that too, Jack. He said that to Rawls when they were pushing him out, and Rawls came in his office and he was like, here to see a dead man walking. And then he was like, to Carcetti, I'm a hack. To Royce, I'm a hack as well, you know, kind of thing. Like, he acknowledged, like, that's how. You know,
he's on the, you know, no matter what, he's going to face the loss here. But you know, for his point of view, he's like, look, I'm leaving in a few months anyway. You get that pension. So a lot of times, I feel like commissioners, your job doesn't really end well. Your job usually ends by like showing that you're not effective. And so they get someone to replace you, unless you are, in which case you retire. You know, so. But the Daniels, like their little crew, meanwhile they blew the wire from the dog incident, so now they're off of Prop Joe, and they're looking into Quintel Williamson, who's sort of like a minor player who has a few corners. Daniels is telling them that that's what they're gonna do, kind of back to basics. That's their command.
Because he's got bodies. They're trying to keep that murder rate down. And
right.
I mean, y'all, if some of these numbers are true, 5 bodies in a day, like, come on, bro. Like, what are we?
Jesus. Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Are we talking like 20 a week? You know, like, or what? That's
insane. How many?
That shit sound crazy, family.
Yeah.
Like, it shit sound crazy, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
As of early May 2026, Baltimore has
numbers?
recorded 33 homicides from the year, showing a continued downward trend, though. So
Yeah, I did see that because there's somebody that's in command in Baltimore, and I think he has been like reshifting stuff and stuff like that. I think over the last 2 years, I want to say it's gone down. I think it's the last 2 years they've started to see a decrease. I could have that wrong, but I think it's been the last 2 years.
Yeah. Well, crime has gone. Yeah, I think crime has gone down nationally. Like it's gone down in New York City.
Yeah.
But yeah,
those numbers are crazy, bro. Like that's insane, bro. Like,
it's terrible.
When I was watching what's the show with John Bernthal, y'all? That's on Netflix. His and Hers. And they were in Dahlonega, it's a city in Georgia. It's like, you know, if y'all, I don't know if y'all watch that show all the way through all the episodes, but it's like what you see on TV. It's like a smaller town kind of thing. You're not expecting a bunch of murders, let alone I think they had 3 murders in that city, you know, and it was a huge deal in Dahlonega, in the show, not in real life. In the show. We talking about 5 in a day.
Yeah.
Here in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to put in perspective, like how the city of Dahlonega in that show was tripping out over, you know, these, even though it was women, it was 3 women that got killed versus, you know, 5 men in one day in Baltimore. Like, damn.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's because all these fucking, I mean, all the guns. There's 2,500 illegal guns. That's just the ones that were seized by the police, meaning there's probably a lot more that are out there.
For sure.
You know, so it's, if there's all these guns, it's like, it's just bound to happen that these people are going to get shot, you know, and it's like, you know, in order to like really change that, there needs to be like a lot of money and resources put into it.
Sure.
And, you know, it's a.
Do we want to spend the money in a city that's already depleted somewhat in terms of the economy? Do we want to spend the money on trying to increase our police efforts in a city where probably have more crime than you have police, you know, kind of thing? So it's
well, I know. Well, that's the issue is that, you know, nobody, like I said, it's like, where does the money go? You know, I think like money should be going towards like programs, right, until like the community is poured back into the housing or like schools, you know. And but unfortunately, with a city like Baltimore, it's just so economically bare that they only have so much money every year. That, you know, New York City is like very lucky because it's a rich city. It always has a surplus budget. They don't necessarily have to make sacrifices in the same way Baltimore does, you know. But it's very complicated because it's like you want to give money towards the police because you want to get the crime down, but then people feel like, oh, well, then what's the money? You know, when the money's not going to the schools. It's really complicated, man. It's like what Carcetti said, where it's like every day you're just eating a bowl of shit as the mayor. And you really get that sense. It's like nothing you could do will really please anybody. It's just really incredibly complex. But so that's anyway. So getting back to the show, Daniels is like investigating Quintel Williamson, and everybody's going along with it except for Kima.
She ain't going.
And who's basically saying like, this is so bullshit. We're just gonna let these guys win over and over again. And then Presbo has one of my favorite lines when he's like, well, at least McNulty's here in spirit.
Yeah, and you know what, Zach? That's funny you say that.
Everyone's just like laughing.
When she starts to rant, and I never noticed this until I was rewatching today for our episode tonight. I was rewatching. Prez looks at her kind of funky. Like when she starts ranting, he kind of gives her this look like,
oh, they all do.
What you got going on?
They all look at her like, oh shit, Jimmy's entered the room.
I don't know why today, Jesse, I caught Prez's look when I was watching. I don't know, because today when I was recording at work, I was working on our other episode, and like in my office, I had the lights off because I was recording the footage and shit like that because it was too many lights, and it would have looked crazy when I uploaded it. So I had all my lights off, but I was watching this shit too, and I'm like, I caught Prez's look. He look at her like, yo, what are you talking about? Kind of thing.
Yeah, they all do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, it's very unexpected, you know.
She snapped. She snapped, y'all. She snapped. She was not happy about this shit. Like,
well, you can see the influence McNulty had on her. It's definitely not the Kima from season 1.
No.
Well, I also think she's just stressed out in life. You know, she's unclear about her position, and it's just like she's not really in a good place mentally.
She's really not, y'all. And you know what, y'all? I don't think. And when we finish this, and I get back to finishing our other episode, like I don't think in episode 2, I don't think I touched on it when Lester was like, "Hey, go home to your kid," and Kima kind of looks kind of like, oh, "Fuck, I guess I gotta go home to my kid." I don't think we touched on that, but I meant to. So if we didn't, I would touch on it now. But yeah, she's kind of like, oh, "Fuck, I guess I'll go home to my child." I guess kind of thing. Like she's not in a great space, y'all. Like it's not at all. No, not at all. This whole season, she's not really in a good head space at all. Like it's a lot going on for sure.
She was kind of felt like she was pushed into this being a mom, and she doesn't ever really like 100% about it. But like she didn't have the courage to, or she couldn't tell Cheryl no for whatever reason.
Cheryl wanted it.
Yeah, now it's too late. You can't go back. So it's like she's like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And, you know, it's a tough. I don't envy her position. You know?
Yeah, we touched on it. Having kids is tough, man.
Exactly.
It will change your life. You know, without question, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. No, thank you for me right now. I'm good. But Carcetti is like playing the waves, and he calls Burrell to tell him like, "Hey, this person's gonna call you and ask about it," and you say like you have no comment for it at the moment, and then you call the mayor and say like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he's telling him to like trust him, which is really like a bad move. You should not be trusting Carcetti at this point because he's made it clear he's not your friend. He's made it clear he doesn't. He yelled at you and embarrassed you in front of a bunch of cameras. He's not your friend. Like, and
you know what too, Jack? I love when Prez says it's like McNulty is here in spirit, and then it flashes to McNulty. I just love those transitions. You know, walking down the thing, and this is the scene we was talking about earlier. So when McNulty puts the thing around his neck. And he sits down on the doors like to test it out. And he's like, wait a minute. Are y'all like, this is what y'all call a suicide? Like he's really looking at them like,
this is insanely stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
And they're just like,
oh shit. They looking at him like, oh shit. Hope he don't hang himself. You know, they looking at him like he could really hurt himself. He looking at them like,
he gets so into it. That's what's funny about
it. I don't think it was like, I don't hope you hurt yourself. I think it was like, well, if it was a murder, it was a murder.
They just legitimately don't care.
Like,
one thing I like about like is when he's doing the it's like in the scene in season 1 when him and Bunk are like at that scene when they both say fuck, and it's just like they both get like so into what they're doing. They forget that there's like other people around them. It's like they forget that it's like this looks kind of objectively weird, and that's like a good character trait about McNulty to show how focused he is on his job. You know.
And rewatching the Joy Kekin interview, right? And like she was cracking up with the McNulty crashing the car, and he comes out and just crashes it again. Like he just gets so fixated on these things, and it's like just one of his characters. Like you know, like the
for sure.
He was looking at them crazy though. Like it's like it's no way that y'all could look at this and think that there's no way if you just did dig a little deeper, if you just gave a little bit more effort, you clearly be able to see that there's no way this was a suicide.
Right, exactly. It's complete bullshit. It didn't even make it look like if it was like I don't know, like from like a hanger, like that you hang a coat or something where it's like up, but it's like 2 feet off the ground. Like it just doesn't make any sense physically. It's complete bullshit. We also
that's true. Like how would you?
I never thought about that either, Jesse. I was just about to say that, Jesse.
The doorknob is like
D'Angelo was at least he like 6 feet tall, at least, right? Like
how does that even work? Like you slam. Oh, I guess if you slam the door, your neck could snap. Maybe
you'd have to slam it like 100 miles an hour or something.
How would he slam the door himself if he's
like if it's open behind you and you go like that? I don't know.
You'd have to do that really hard though. Like if anything, that would just hurt. That wouldn't cause
Y'all,
Like,
he's at least
death.
5'9", like, you know, so
Yeah.
it ain't no fucking way from the. I never fucking thought about that either. From that
Yeah, you
simple
wouldn't be able
aspect
to
of
do
it,
that.
it wouldn't have killed him from
No.
2.5, 3 feet max, maybe from the floor to the doorknob. Like it ain't even.
It would have caused a slight laceration in his neck at most.
Yeah, never thought about how how unbelievable it is off his height alone. It's not even believable that he hung from the door. And then when Avon was talking to Weebay, he said tied a belt around his neck and just set his ass down. Like that's like, okay, I guess you hang yourself, you're dangling from you're suspended. You don't get to sit down and hang.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I think it just shows like how little like the people that work there care. Like don't even that. I think that's like it just shows they don't even add the basic 1 + 1 to figure out that that's not true.
And somebody
like, all right, I guess he hung himself.
Well, somebody that's had
to become a CO, you don't have to like. You go through basic training. You don't like go through the. Like it's not your job to investigate this fully, right? You know.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah,
and
just
somebody that knows
the
people that are COs, like that has worked in prisons and stuff, like bro, they don't care about the shit that goes on in the prison. Man, this shit is.
Well, I'm saying they're not even
unbelievable
for that neither, right? I think like the CO classes is like 6 weeks of classes. It's not like you're trained to investigate any further. It looks like
no, but I'm saying the police like they don't care. Like when they reported to the police, they didn't do any like follow up or anything. They just took it as it is. And they're like, all right, I guess he hung himself then, you know.
Yeah, I think this will fall more on Baltimore PD than the COs in the prison. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Don't want to insult our correctional officer audience, you know.
No, my boy's a CO. I'm just saying I don't think their job is to investigate stuff like this. Like
I'm just joking. Yeah. I got you. We get a lot of characterization of Cuddy in this episode.
I love
He's trying to find his ex-wife who hasn't seen in 14 years. So he goes to like her sister's house, and she's like this like really miserable lady who's like explaining that she lives in the county.
Yep.
And teaches every girl to sound like Condoleezza Rice. Very early 2000s.
For sure. Very Apprentice-esque.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, too, never knew Jack that's the same actress that plays the sister. I never knew that all these years.
Yeah, the same actress,
Yeah.
Wait, that plays her and her sister?
The teacher.
Oh, shit.
Same actress.
Oh, wow. All right.
Never fucking
I did
knew
not
that.
realize that.
Same actress.
And I love the sister.
Because after you realize that it is the same actress, it looks so much like it's like wow. How did I even put that together?
Not realize
that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wow, that's a really.
But she's so different. Whoever this actress is, she definitely showed her acting chops because
sure, yeah.
It's two completely different, you know. For somebody like Jack, who this man he catch everything. Like he like, oh shit, wait a minute, that is the same
I didn't
person.
realize that.
You know, she played the difference so well. The hair is different. The teacher's hair looks like done up. She looks like she has a higher class of like makeup. Like it looks like two different people. And the voices. The sister that Cuddy was talking to, she was gold. Like
it's one of the things where it looks like two different people at first, and then like when you realize it's the same actress, it's like, that's her. Of course, that's her.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. But she told Cuddy, he said, what school? She said, "Don't be rushing me, motherfucker." Like she was gold. You know, she was definitely gold. She said, "You looking to tip out here and get your aftershave on?" Like she had some. She was comedic gold for sure.
So shout out to this reaction. I'm hooked on watching reaction videos now. Jan and Duke. This girl. It was cute that this girl like is watching it. After the scene when the teacher starts calling him Dennis, like she refers to him from Dennis from then on.
Yeah.
Like when she's like Dennis tells Ava, "Oh, Dennis is leaving the game." I thought that was funny. I was like, she never went back to Cuddy. Yeah, but
that's funny. It's he's trying to like rebuild his life or like just find the pieces that he's missing, and So I guess this is like his ex-wife that he's looking for. And now also we have Omar's they attempts to rob the stash house. Now, this is what I was talking about before, where it's like Omar misplayed his hand here, and that's one of the few times we actually see that, because it's like he's always about like, oh, I have to be neutral, it has to be a code, it's not personal. But here it's like he's doing something which is strategically unsound. You're going to a place where you're outnumbered, like you know, and
it's personal. Like,
yeah,
it is personal, like, you know.
And he's putting all these people in danger. And like later on, and we can even discuss it, like when he's like feels guilty, it's like that's one of the best scenes, when he's like actually feels remorseful for what he did. He feels guilty for like, and that's one of like the first times you see that.
Him burning himself with the cigarettes. Okay. As somebody that you know, like the fire stuff, like I don't like being around fire and shit like that, bro. I couldn't imagine taking a cigarette and stamping it in my hand. But he was trauma dumping, you know, like for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know,
he knows that it was his fault, like that they went there to begin with. So he's just like, you know, he feels bad. And it's like I said, it's like the only time one of the only times he truly like fucks up, and like he apologizes.
Yeah, he's like, you got to know this is on me, and she's like,
yeah,
that's not good enough, which is not. You know, it's not.
No,
number one, it's not. Not only is it not good enough, but this is the worst partner Omar's had throughout the series. Like, how you shoot your own partner? Like,
yeah.
And it took me a few rewatches to watch to catch that. Like,
wait,
I don't know. I guess.
What do you mean she shot her own partner?
No, Omar's boyfriend kills her.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
You know, and she was like, it's like I was like, so yeah, just the worst partner Omar's had in years. But yeah, I mean, here's one where an apology is not going to cut it, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
because it's your fault, bro. It's your fault. It was 3 against 1. Okay, they all were like, "Hey, why do we have to keep hitting them? We're in Baltimore. Every block has a stash on it, like kind of thing. Why do we have to keep robbing the Barksdale crew?"
Go to Quintel Williams. They're not even major players at the moment, anyway. It's like at this point, it's all personal.
Prop Joe and Stringer brought him back into that world too, because it's kind of like he kind of let it go somewhat, you know, until they made him put a hit out on Brother Muzone, and then it was like, oh, okay, we're back.
Right? Yeah, that's true. It's like he wouldn't have. The only reason like he's brought back into it is they hit him with Brother Muzone,
because he was ready to move on. He was kind of like, they weren't really at odds after the Bird trial. It was
he fell back somewhat in season 2. Well, season 2 after the Bird trial. Yeah. Right. After the Bird trial, yeah. And then Stringer calls him, and I mean, Prop Joe tells Stringer to call him. Stringer calls him. They put the blame on Brother Muzone. He realizes he's been set up, and now it's back on the Barksdale crew.
Yeah. It's up. You know. It's up, bro.
And like this is another one of their schemes. Not as clever as the Omar pretending to be an old man scheme, but like what she's pretending to be.
Let me ask y'all too, and I think I asked y'all this last week. If they've been barefaced robbing people all over the city, how does nobody know what Omar's crew looks like? Like, y'all don't know what this woman looks like by now? Like, I don't get that part of it. Like,
well, maybe the woman, like,
it's not the same. It's not the same people. Like, it's not. This is a different stash house with different people.
Yeah, okay. Fact.
But also, like
you're taking pictures of her. You know,
right.
There's no pictures
Facts.
But also, it's like if you're standing out there and like some woman just like runs up to you, is like, help me. Like your first thought wouldn't be like, oh, this is one of Omar's. Like, you know what I mean? I think it would probably take you'd probably be if you thought, you know what I mean? Like,
why are you running up to me here? We at the stash house. What?
Maybe she just doesn't know.
Why are you? Who are you? Like, no, like, what is going on? You might be a little bit, because he's looking at her too before she comes up to me. Like,
it's like, who the fuck
is this? He kind of like, what is this what we got going on kind of thing, you know? Like,
no, it's true though, because it is like they just robbed him like a few episodes ago with her pretending to be the nurse. So it's like, yeah, you'd figure they.
But no, it wasn't her. It was the other one who was the nurse, I think.
Oh, okay.
It was swapped. It was swapped.
Okay. Oh, so okay.
Yep.
That makes sense then. Yeah, you know, and shit happens so fast in your mind, you're just like, oh shit, okay. Then they start to have an advantage, but then realize like there's people in the back too that are coming in. They didn't account for the people in the back, and it turns into a full-fledged firefight.
It does.
Here.
Shout out to Mr. Perry too. Hey Jesse. Shout out to Mr. Perry.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Mr. Perry's the man. Yeah, he's in there playing NBA 2K or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, so just, you know, it just shows Omar is like, he's always, even when he messes up, he's still on point. Like, he sees him look up through the side of his eye, and right there he realizes,
it's
shit,
we gotta get that.
Right, we're on. And
also,
he almost gets them out of there too. Like
he does.
I said.
Y'all, look, and I'm gonna touch on that. I didn't even take this note down, Jesse. But when I was watching this, I remember in my head, like, okay, I need to mention this. So, for one, when he shoots through the door, somebody has to get killed, right?
Somebody has to get hit, right?
Somebody has to get hit,
I was
right?
thinking that too. Somebody has to, because they were on the doorknob.
Right.
Yeah.
So if he blows the gun through the door, somebody got hit, I would think.
Yeah, if you blow a shotgun through the door and you're open, yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Somebody got hit.
You're right. They don't show a dead body there, but I think they do. They might actually refer to it. Does Bunk refer to it when he talks about the dead bodies that he's accounted for in the prison?
The only one we see, I'm trying to remember. He says I got two. He says I got two dead, and one is Omar's person, and then the other one is the person that Omar's girl shot after she noticed that her friend was dead. She shot Buddy right in the chest, and he was like, I got two down. On Pimlico, whatever.
And how about when he's getting him out of prison? He doesn't say like two bodies on that.
What did he say? He said no. He said, "How about Stringer?" He said, "How about the gun, the Stash House gunfight?" And then he said, "How about
he didn't say
Stringer?
How many bodies on the Stash House gunfight?"
Then he says, "How about Stringer and his muscle dead in the high rises or something like that?" But you're right though, Jesse. He's almost getting him out of there, bro. He's shooting the shit out of that damn gun.
Yeah. And so they don't say two bodies. So they don't say two bodies. They only say two bodies, though. Yeah. So I don't know, because you're right. How does he not hit somebody? But
for sure, somebody definitely would have got hit. They just didn't touch on it. Probably wasn't necessary in the story. But for sure, if he dumped that bitch through the door and somebody was twisting it as quick as he shot, ain't no way they had a chance to move. Like, you know,
This reminded me of two things too. One was GTA. I felt like I was playing Grand Theft Auto here, especially when you get the shotguns out. And two, like when Jesse was talking in the group text about Westerns, like the end, like when they were behind that car, that reminded me of like the ending of Butch Cassidy of the Sundance Kid, when they're like, all right, we got to go out, you know, and they go out from behind the car and they're just like, it's almost like they give each other a look like they all know, like, this might be the end. We've clearly underestimated our opponent here and we might die. So they give
so maybe that was a tribute to that.
I thought that was like the look that they were giving each other, like, this is, you know, this could be the end of it. Let's fucking, but we're going to shoot our way out of it.
We'll see when I put the episode together, because now I'm going to research it and see if there is any kind of comparison in between the two. That's what you think, Jack? What's the name of the movie, bro?
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Butch Cassidy. Okay.
That was a classic.
Yeah.
Paul Newman, Robert Redford.
That's interesting.
But there's Omar himself is like a cowboy. I always thought, like,
he was shooting the shit out of that gun, bro. He was shooting up at the sky like he was really about to get them out of there. If the boyfriend didn't kill the friend, that would, I mean, they didn't get the drugs, but I mean, they would have got away.
And his shot is so hard. He goes like this, and it's such a hard, like this. Like, why are you going to shoot like this? Like, so like,
it was it was reckless. It was definitely reckless to shoot backwards, like across yourself, kind of.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty ridiculous.
It was. But for the sake of the story, he had to be the one to kill her. You know, like kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. And everyone in this episode is at a disadvantage here. Like everyone's misplaying their hand. It's a
I
here we
don't
see that.
like Dante as far as characters that people don't like that don't like. I like the actor's a nice guy. I reached out to him, but Dante is a character I don't like him.
Why not? Just weak as fuck.
He gets so jealous over the girls. It's like
Right.
when does Omar ever like? Omar's even like, when have I ever like shown that I like girls?
Right. Right.
And he's mopey over the girls. He gives Omar up when he gets kidnapped. That one, cause like, all right, well, what else you want him to do? Like get killed?
Mm-mm.
You know, he shoots this girl with the reckless shooting. He didn't have like, I think Brendan had some personality. Like he liked the pinball machines. He was like, he was kind of cool himself. Like
Right.
he told Omar like, you're him, you're danger. Like he was kind of cool. Like it's
Yeah.
like he had this cool vibe about him. Shout out to Michael Kevin Darnall. And where Brandon and I mean, where this guy doesn't really like, and Raul's pretty cool too. Like Raul's like Raul got some personality to him, but yeah, like Dante just doesn't have much of
He doesn't have. Yeah.
personality.
No, he no, I agree. He's not really effective either. He's kind of useless. He's shown here, and no, and I prefer his female companions, the ones that he plots all like these disguises with.
Yeah.
They're more fun. They're spunky. They got like
Yeah,
personality.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we discussed a scene before where Burrell's basically eating a shit sandwich, and Bunk is also eating a shit sandwich this episode. In fact, like he has to catch one of Holly's murders because he has something he has to do in court. On top of finding Dozerman's gun. So it's like he can't win. Later on, Bunk gets chewed out by Landsman.
Yeah, Landsman, yeah.
And, because Landsman's like, well, you got to find the fucking gun because everyone's breathing down my neck. And
I think this is the episode, right, where he said, with a big man, you walk with a... you have a...
I don't think it's this episode.
Oh, it's the next episode?
I think it's the next episode, yeah.
And
also, too, for Landsman to say that they're in a zip code, they're dead in a zip code that doesn't matter, that is like, damn.
Yeah.
That's harsh, right?
How do some people matter and some don't?
Yeah, he's essentially, I mean, well, that's the problem with these homicide rates. It turns people into statistics, right? So it's like, it's not even a human being. They're just seeing as another number that they can cross off.
That is, what's the word you just said, Jesse? What'd you say? Harsh. That is it. That's it right there, bro. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's something harsh to say, bro. That they don't fucking matter just because of where they live at. That's tough.
Oh yeah, and also notice that was the one that Bunk gets called to the murder, to the killing, and Holly goes with him, and Holly thinks that she was a bystander, the one that was killed. Like when he goes over there, it which is good characterization, showing he's not really good at his job at all. And then Bunk sees these kids pretending to play Omar and freaks him the fuck out. It's kind of disgusting because this kid with the do-rag and the fake leather coat dressed like Omar. And one kid's like, I want to play Omar now. And he's
this is the fellow Kennard. This is the Kennard wanting to be Omar.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great catch, little Kennard.
And I've seen people say oh, how did Kennard not recognize him? But it's because he's a little kid. But how much time does go by from season 3 to season 5 where, because Kennard goes from 7 to 15.
Yeah, it's only 4 years. It's only 4 years because season 3 came out in 2004, and then season 5 was 2008. So it was
so maybe 11 to 15, and then at 11 years old, you don't remember the gangster you used to look up to,
right?
I mean,
kids also grow really fast too.
Because I asked the same question though. Because in season 5, how do you not know that that's Omar or not Omar.
Yeah.
Like when you said, you know, like, but in season 3 is I want to be Omar. I'm like, how do you?
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
mean,
make
I
sense.
always chalked it up to like him being a little kid, and like we don't always remember stuff when we're a little kid. But then at the same time, they're like, they're how old are they? 13, 14? 14, right? When season 4,
Around.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like
season
that.
5, 15.
14, 15,
So
14.
15, 14, 15. So you go 4 years. So he's like 11, 10. I don't know. So I don't know. And it's like somebody you used to look up to, like the street
Yeah.
legend you forgot when and
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
true.
like 10 to 14. You know, I could see like 7, but I don't know.
Right.
But
No,
now
yeah, it's a good
I'm being
point.
a
It doesn't
little
really add up.
nitpicky. We get the message. The
Yeah.
person you used to look up to, and then he
Right.
becomes so diabolical. He takes him out. So,
Chasing one gun in a city full of them. That's what fucking Bunk is doing. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is in my notes was when Carcetti's talking to Burrell. Burrell goes, "Shit," like Clay Davis does at the end when he triggers. And also, I like when Bunk is Colvin is like describing to the real Jay Landsman like his plan and how like there's nobody living here and like and he's like, "Whoa, man!" And you get like the fake joint
yeah,
and
that was funny.
everything.
That was funny.
There's a few little like character moments here, but throughout those scenes, you really get a sense of like you piece together what Bunny is going to be doing, right? You get a sense of like what Hamsterdam is through these scenes, and when Bunk sees those kids like playing Omar, it's just like I love the acting of Wendell Pierce because he just looks so like disgusted,
Yeah.
and heartbroken, and just like it just makes him like want to throw up, because it's like here's this person like this vile criminal gangster murderer, and you have like these children looking up to him, and he's just like, it's like he's just pissed off, like.
And it comes in later when he talks to Omar.
Yeah, in the next episode, I think, and it's like one of the
No,
best.
I think it's episode 6. I think it's actually it's a
Okay.
few episodes away. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great scene, and we also have, like I said, that scene earlier. Bunny Colvin has this arc where he's like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna deliver these numbers clean.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fudge the numbers. And Rawls is really angry by this too.
And Rawls has to tell us how straight he is. Is there
right?
a stripper
Exactly.
outside? It's like, and it's like you're getting chewed out with these insults that are like pretty much like would have to make me chuckle a little bit because it's like, bro, what's your obsession with this stripper? like,
he says she sure shit doesn't want your job.
Yeah.
And when that's true. Like, why is he obsessed with this theoretical person? I love this speech by Rawls because when he's looking at Bunny, you could tell by Bunny's face. He's like, "Yeah, I got a plan, motherfucker." Like, earlier on in the episode, they ask Bunny what he's gonna do, and he says, "Well, I'm gonna legalize drugs," and they chuckle, and it's like that. What do they call that? Dramatic irony.
I'm serious.
Like, he's saying it's serious.
I thought this Ross was a little over the top with like how heterosexual I am.
He said, Jesse, what did he say? Flash us some tit and give us a wolf in that mouth.
Yeah. We would all love that. Like it was like I damn near expected him to say, and you know how heterosexual I am. I love girls.
Yeah, and he's clear. Well, yeah, it's that, and that's the thing with like. He's like feels insecure about his sexuality, so he has to like try to be like, I'm a fucking,
You know what? Y'all know what?
I got it. I just feel like it was so banged over the head with that.
It
was a funny rant, but
it was, and we haven't discussed it in our group enough about who we're going to do next on our character analysis. But Jack, what you just said about Rawls, it definitely would make for a good episode because it's like when you think about it. All of that extra off the wall shit he be saying, it really is to hide insecurities, like kind of thing. Like it's really that's the other layer to him. Like when you think about some of the most off the wall shit that he said. What did he say to Daniels, Jesse? What did he say? He said, "Oh yeah, I'd love 3 more inches of meat." You know, like is it like, bro, why did you need to say that to him?
Yeah.
You
I'm
know,
always.
like, you know, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Ross more when he's like, "You're not killing them yourselves, are you? Are you, McNulty?" You know, like, oh, that's good. You know, like the when he just comes down and just when he puts the hammer down more and doesn't have to be so insecure about his
Right.
sexuality. Like it's
Yeah, I
kind of
get
right.
that.
You know.
You know, the show would be today. He would just be proud and open. You know, who knows?
You never know. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, there's still fields that are homophobic, and
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, that
Baltimore
still is very
Baltimore
still
PD's
prevalent.
definitely probably one of them. So,
Yeah, for sure. But it's it's very progressive, showing like a gay character and having this position, right?
yeah,
Um,
sure.
like I always liked that about that show. How he's like, they never made like a big deal out of it. I mean, you could tell he was insecure, but they just kind of like, yeah, he's gay,
Well, one of
whatever.
the people that David Simon based Omar on, I sent you the YouTube video. I don't know if you saw it. It was like an interview he did with somebody, and he was like, "Oh, I thought they were gay. I thought like he was
Right.
always with this one guy, and
Hmm.
and they were like, oh, they weren't lovers. Like I always thought they were lovers, and they were just like good friends and stuff. And
Oh wow,
that's where
okay.
he got homosexuality from. Like one of the people based on, he just really thought he was gay. He's like, oh,
Really?
let me, yeah.
I think I think it adds to his character too. Or I mean, it just or even not. I don't think adds to his character, but it was a good decision
Well,
nonetheless.
it kind of. I feel like I said this on with Deanna Ogo, the episode with Deanna Ogo. That you missed that episode. You were doing some stand up, I think. But
Yeah.
we I said, Omar's gayness, like his openness and stuff, is in a world that didn't accept it. I think it definitely does add to his character of like being yourself
Right.
in a world, that it's like
Unapologetically yourself. Yeah.
love it.
step
I
into
love that.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And for sure, because there's that scene, like even season 1, when he's not like hiding his sexuality like Rawls. He's openly gay. When he was with Brandon, he wasn't like trying to hide the fact. He was like, I am gay,
Yeah.
and if you have a problem with that, I'll shoot you in the face.
Yeah,
It's like,
he said I'd be much obliged to put my gun right in their mouth if they got an issue.
Yeah. And he's even having the crackhead Cheryl take pictures of them while they're on the.
Here we
steps.
go. Here we go with the picture theory.
oh yeah, it's a long unsung
Bro, I'm just
theory.
saying. I gotta ask Bob Spore. I'm gonna be like, you guys couldn't like get them somewhere else, take a picture together.
It's the same place. Yeah.
She's showing me the same picture of what I just saw.
We couldn't afford 2 pictures. It's like, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and we also like, as much as we saw Bunny Colvin getting chewed out by Burrell and Rawls, we then see like that guy with the hat get chewed out by Marlo because Fruit's getting chewed out by Marlo because he's like, yeah, we're getting robbed.
Okay,
And,
so he says, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Jack. He says, take the youngins with you. These guys are like 50, because the castings usually
they're older
so
than
good.
you.
No, Jesse, they're younger than that. Like Buddy who had the asthma pump is 14.
No. But when he says take the youngins with you, the 2 guys behind them
Mm-hmm.
are mad old.
Oh yeah, they're older than him.
Oh yeah.
So unless and I actually was going to say that unless he's not referring to those guys,
No,
take the youngins with
he was
you.
saying, he took it. So when they
And
actually
then
go jump,
those guys were probably just intimidating him.
when they go jump the Barksdales crew, right?
They do look like young cats. They do.
Yep, and everybody hops out. And then the kid who I'm talking about, the 14-year-old, he's the one that's like overly whooping ass, and they got to pull him off. Buddy, the
right.
older dude is the one that was over Fruit because he was like, "Hey, y'all, break it up. It's time to go." And then Fruit was like, "Hey, he said it's time to go." So when Marlo said youngins, he's talking about the young kids for sure.
Okay, that scene kind of makes it look like he's talking about these guys.
Yeah,
he's like, take the youngins
no.
with you, and they're like, and they look like they're like 50.
Buddy is the little short dude who almost killed Bubbles. He's like right under, I guess, Chris and Snoop in terms of Marlo's muscle because he got active in season 3. In season 4, I'm trying to think, was he only had, I think, one scene in the opening episode with Lex when they're talking about Lex, and I don't think I'm trying to remember, did we see him much after that? But in season 3, he was gonna kill Bubbles. He was going to, when they rolled up on Marlo and Herc, and Carver rolled up on Marlo it looks like a backyard or something, and they're trying to get them to go to Hamsterdam. The short black dude is the one that was about to grab the bat and beat the fuck out of Herc, and then Marlo was like,
yeah.
He's like, don't do it. So that's Marlo's muscle outside of Chris and Snoop. He's
this scene just kind of made it look like he was talking about those old guys.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he's talking about the youngest.
Yeah, everyone's going to war with each other, and everyone's getting chewed out because this guy's getting chewed out. Fruit's getting chewed out by Marlo, and then the people that work for Stringer, including Slim Charles, are all getting chewed out by Stringer.
Because he was chewing Fruit out so calm. It was like, damn, Fruit, the numbers way down, bro. Way down, bro. He don't raise his voice, but he definitely chewing them out. And he's like, man, your numbers are way down, bro. What are you doing? Like,
that's one of the things about him. He never raises his voice. That's what makes him like scarier as a character.
Never. And I was editing the footage for our episode that we about to put out, episode 2. And that scene, Jack, that you and I were talking about when they show Marlo, they introduce him. It is very, very menacing. Like they shoot from the ground up, and the camera rises up on him, and we like, hey, who the fuck is this? Like, who is this person? And when he's speaking to Bodie, he's like, I need for you to go up and pack up your people, man. I'm being nice for the time being, like if somebody was talking to me like that and telling me that and not really raising their voice and not really, I'd be like, yo, this man is a psychopath. Like, he's not trying to intimidate you at all. Like,
and that's what I like about that scene. I know exactly what you're talking about. It slowly pans up and it's like visual language, like here is this guy, and it throws Bodie off because he's like afraid. He doesn't know what to make of this guy. Because he's used to people, like, if they're trying to be tough, he's used to them, like, getting in their face. But Marlo is more calm than that. He doesn't need to raise his voice, right?
And that's spot on, bro. Because when Marlo said to him, hey, I need you to walk over there and pack up the people. Like, we said it so calm. Bodie is like, what do you mean? Like, kind of, he don't even know how to.
He's not even putting up a conversation or anything.
Yeah, he can't even grasp the energy that Marlo is giving him. He's like, all right, well, I guess I'll leave then. But you don't think, a few days later, Marlo gonna send these people after me and beat my whole crew with bats. They beat the fuck out of them. Them kids, when they were in Stringer's office and Bodie was like, hey, Stringer, Marlo is a problem.
Right.
Everybody was bruised up. Like, everybody had their ass beat. Like,
repeatedly beaten.
What is Jack? What is Podcast Orange?
Oh, that's a podcast I used to do with my friend Tom.
Somebody shouted you out on our channel.
Somebody wrote, shout out Jack. I've been watching him since Podcast Orange.
Really? Wait, which video is
it's in the I'll send it to you. It's in the it just happened today. Somebody commented on our channel and was like, Jack, been following you since I was gonna ask that too, Jesse. Like, what the fuck is Podcast Orange? What is that?
That's not good. That's not good. That means we have some like really fucked up people watching our channels, but that's cool.
What was the podcast like? Was it like jackass shit or like?
No, it was just me and my friend talking shit.
Oh, okay.
It was funny. It was a funny podcast. It was, it was just us saying inappropriate things and trying to shock each other. It's good fun,
Okay.
Good classic fun.
Yeah, somebody definitely shouted you out. I saw that too, Jesse. I'm glad you said that, bro, because I'd have forgot to say that. Yeah.
That's funny. All right. Well, thank you, sir, for continuing to watch. What do you we also like you said, those Polaroids that they printed out to try to find. Oh, wait. Before I get to that, we got to talk about the 40-degree speech day because that's what he chooses. That's one of the lines that I repeat whenever it's 40. When I see it's 40 degrees,
Classic,
out, I'm like, I always think of that line when he's like, it's a 40-degree day. He's like, yeah, no one gives a shit about that. Because they're trying to say, like, well, you know, we got one of their guys. And he's like,
we lost one.
What, are you proud of that? He's like, are you fucking proud of that shit? We lost a guy, you know, we look weak. And Don Nett's been calling up that other guy too.
It was just so funny that the guy's like a 40-degree day.
Yeah, he
like,
doesn't understand.
And
they just the guy just like shakes his head like.
He's too dumb to even chew out. Yeah.
So when I was watching the recap, my wife she had her headphones in. I ain't know. She put like one of them in, and she started laughing when Buddy said like a 40-degree day, but I wasn't looking at her. But I had the shit playing in the background. I'm like, baby, what are you laughing at? She's like, I'm watching American Dad. But it just so happens when he said like a 40-degree day, she started busting out laughing. So I thought she was laughing at what she was listening to on my tablet, but she happened to be watching American Dad. But
so this episode has a pretty consistent thing with the people being chewed out, right? You know,
right?
Pharrell,
Yeah.
Great catch, y'all. Great catch.
A lot of parallels.
Stringer, you know, Ross, you know, Fruit and Marlo, yeah. So Bunk gets chewed out. So this has a lot. This episode is really themed on people getting chewed out.
Yeah,
which is pretty interesting, you know. And but this one takes the cake, man, because the 40-degree speech. But you know, shout out to the guy who said it so enthusiastically too, like a
40-year-old day.
And
I love that line when he just like it's very much, it's almost like a sitcom. Like it is.
No,
if there was a laugh track, like that's where that would be played.
Yeah,
The Wire is one of the funniest shows. That's why when Leland's like hands down season 2 is the funniest. I was like, I
don't know, Jesse. I gotta finish season 3 because that 40-degree day, the way that man said that shit is laugh out loud funny. When Bunk said to McNulty, no, I think what he say? I think Kofi Bryant and the United fucking Nations should get involved. That shit was funny too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was So it was this is and you know what? I'm gonna give the episode a little early to somebody. Eldris Elba gets this episode.
Oh no, yeah. Not a 40-degree day is that is something I've never heard before either. Like, you know, like do people not like 40-degree days? Like,
it makes sense because it's not even too cold. I mean, it's just like kind of a shitty day. Like it's like, I love that.
It's a great speach. Well,
I also like that line earlier when he says police don't like to get wet. I don't know why, but that was like a good but you know, he's like a 60-degree day is nice. But yeah, he's pissed off because he's getting screwed by Omar and then also by Marlo. He really is can't catch a break. And this guy Avon's in jail, and also he has Don Nett poking around, and you know,
she's blowing him up, y'all. Like
she's blowing him up, and this just shows how manipulative.
He's blowing her off.
Because Stringer doesn't really like.
I'm about to touch on that too, Jesse.
Stringer's not that interested in her, right? He only shows interest when McNulty, he was just looking for her for a warm bed, right?
Right.
Maybe even to find out a little information about D'Angelo, like, oh, what's D been saying? You know, sleeping with her. And then when McNulty visits her, that's when he goes and he's like, baby, you know I gotta protect you, you know. And
I
that's
was
when he
gonna
shows
ask y'all that when we get to that episode, because before that, y'all, he's like, yo, Sham, tell her I'll call her back. Like it's like he's not even picking up the phone. Like it's not even, I'm not even speaking to her kind of thing, you know. But
so
the moment McNulty goes over there, it's like, okay, yeah, now let me start picking up the phone when she calls, kind of thing.
Yeah, to see what McNulty's been saying, you know, and kind of guide her. And then so it makes me think like he when he slept with her in season 2, was that because of attraction even, or was that just to get information on what D'Angelo's been saying? Because it's like after he died, he just blew her off.
If you're looking at it at face value, right, in terms of how the events folded out, he went over there because Avon told him to, and to tell her, hey, you need to bring yourself and the child to D'Angelo. That's the first thing why he went over there. Okay, when he went over there, and then they got together like a
porno movie.
Exactly,
it's like extra large, no doubt.
Right, you know, it gets freaky. But he looks at her when she walks away, and he's like, damn, Does D'Angelo know what he's missing? Like kind of thing. So he didn't go over there to smash, but he went over there. She looked decent. You know, it's like, well, damn. You know, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
Here now.
Yeah. You know, might as well. So.
But I don't think he ever really cared about her. I thought he just thought she looked good.
I don't think he cared about anybody except Avon, Bodie, and Weebay, maybe. I think those are the three. And himself.
I don't know if he really cared about Bodie that much. He just
from season 1 to season 2, I think he looked at him as someone like a mentee, and he brought him home. He saw promise in him in terms of maybe how he could work for him. Maybe caring for him is the wrong set of words, but I don't think he cared necessarily for Donette. Like it wasn't even
right.
These two lost in his business.
He just saw it as an easy lay.
Yeah, I do think you're right that he did love Avon.
For sure. No, for sure. For sure, bro. For sure. It was definitely they did too much together. Even in the end of what happened, Avon had him killed. He sent Avon to jail, but there definitely was a brotherhood there. You spend 10, 15, 20 years with somebody, bro, like you'll never forget. Even if y'all fall out, you'll never forget some of them times that you spent with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been part of those situations where like two of my good lifelong friends, I'm still brothers with both of them to this day, but they don't speak, you know, and we grew up together kind of thing, you know, so it's just stuff happens, but you never forget the memories. He definitely loved Avon for sure. For sure.
And people that are getting screwed over, speaking of Mayor Royce is finding out about this academy being delayed, and he knows that this is in the paper now, so he's gathered all his people there to like put water on the fire. He knows that these people are starting to someone's trying to make a move at me, right? And Burrell is basically saying like, well, the people that lead the courts aren't getting in my cases being through. Then the guy's saying, well, your caseload is weak.
Weak as fuck.
And then Royce is like, look, you guys are need to step up and do your jobs, or basically I'll have to find somebody else to fucking do it for you.
And he said, what did the help say, Jack? He said, well, shit, I don't even know what his name is. I can't remember. But he said, shit, it's not like none of us really want to go get real jobs. You know, I love that. Funny. I like that little part right there. Like
that was funny. Yeah. Royce is a real hack of a politician. You really get a sense that like Carcetti is like the real deal here, you know. I always like I don't want to say was trying to figure out the difference between them, but it was kind of like you did feel like Carcetti was genuinely trying to make a change versus okay, I'm gonna call my donors over to my house and bleed them dry in this poker game for my campaign money, you know, kind of thing, you know. So, or even though Carcetti did cheat, he ain't cheat in the mayor's office like like Royce did. He went getting head in the office, you know. Right. But, yeah, he does do that. I forgot that he did that until later on this episode. And I always liked Carcetti as a character. I thought he was
and I did too, y'all.
I always thought he represented like what a lot of politicians are. They're people that go and they want to make a positive change, and then they get elected and they realize the job is a lot more complicated than anyone can imagine.
And we mention this every time. I mention this every time we talk about politics. I don't like to get bogged down in it. I don't like to really talk to people about politics kind of thing.
But you have your own opinions, though.
You can, no, for sure. It's just
what I'm saying is you like. I don't think you're like politically neutral. I think you're more like you don't like to get like into like one party versus. But I definitely think you probably have your own opinions about shit. Like
for sure. Where I was going with that was when I look like anytime I see debates online about politics and it's like, okay, I'm so Republican or I'm so Democrat and stuff. Well, when you unpack the history of it, there has not been a president since I can't remember when the time was, at least since the 60s, that didn't run on something in their campaign and didn't go through with it. Democrat and Republican, like, hey, when I get in the office, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. every president since all three of us have been born has ran on a platform and didn't come through on their promise, Republican or Democrat. So like from that part of wow, like and the fact that the national debt goes up every year, Republican or Democrat, it's kind of like it makes me look at politics like, okay, which side is what changes regardless of who's in office, kind of thing. I always think that, like,
I think it's more
the real
like
change. Like, when will there be, or if will there be real change ever, kind of thing.
Well, I think the problem is the people. The country is, people are so dumb that they expect, like, I don't know, I think change takes time. Like, real change takes a long time, and it's slow and it's boring.
That
and
Baltimore
so it's like
statistic you just pulled up, Jet, that's a very telling, slow arcing change for sure.
But people they get so like, well, fuck this guy, like he didn't, but it's like this shit takes like decades to pass, and it's like oftentimes the results don't come in until the person is far gone from office, and they can't even really get credit for it. And then what happens is we elect, like, the Republicans come in and then they dismantle everything that's done. So it's like we're back to square one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
then they get out of office,
and
the Democrats come and do the same thing. Yeah.
But it's like it's a very complicated thing. I mean, I've always been I'm not afraid to say my views. I don't give a shit if people like me or not. I've always been like a Democratic person myself, because I always felt like, but that's not to say that I'm never like disappointed or critical with them. I'm very often critical with them. I think Baltimore itself, it's interesting, is an extremely liberal city. They show that the Republican Party is not even worth considering, because there's not even like there's no chance of them winning.
Jack, what did he say? 9-1, I think. Like
9-1.
9-1, something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, it's also like a very black city, and black people more so vote Democrat than Republican.
I'm sorry to be this guy, but are we a good way into the episode? Amount into the episode?
Yeah, we almost we almost done.
Okay.
Where are you walking to?
Huh? I'm walking around my block.
Oh, okay. I don't know where you go. Anyway, but I don't know. I really like where like I like seeing like behind the scenes, like seeing how the people manipulate each other. Like, I'm going to call the reporter to get this story and stuff. Mm-hmm. But where were we? So McNulty has a new drinking partner in Kima Greggs, and she becomes the new McNulty because she's like pissing on she's
where are
staying
you
out.
going, Kima?
Sonia Sohn is like, she's like a dude in this app.
Bro, and you know what, Jesse?
She's like tying up her pants. She's like a dude taking a piss. Like,
from the pants to the piss to the boots, even. It's like, what the fuck? What?
She was such like a dude in this scene. Like, she was like coming back, like fixing her pants like a guy. Like,
I never noticed them fucking boots until I was doing the notes. I'm like, she's definitely McNulty in the flesh.
Oh yeah. And then she sits down and starts having the beer with McNulty,
and she realizes, like, what am I doing? Why aren't I home with my wife? And she can't really blame McNulty, though. It's her own. No, he didn't make you come out.
Nope.
I didn't get the sense that she was having second thoughts about that. Yeah.
No, yeah. It's just funny. I'm just saying, it's like, she's fallen down that same hole. Cuddy, on the meantime, and I think, by the way, like, Cuddy is one of my favorite subplots of like focusing on an ex-convict who's like genuinely trying to get his life together. Mm-hmm. You see him and he meets his like ex-wife. Well, his grandma. Yeah, well, first she gives him some money, and
I thought that was so sweet.
Nice. That was very nice. He's like, I can't accept that.
It made me think about my grandmother was maybe 5'1", maybe 5'2", maybe, and he just seeing her and the little lady, like it made me think about my grandma for sure.
It's very sweet the way, and then he's like trying to dress nice to see his ex-wife, and like it's been 14 years, so she's like, she's very nice to him and is very like, she's even like trying to help him out. It's like, I can get you a job with working for the city. And she's like being very friendly, and then she leaves, and he gets the sense of like, I wish she was still there, but it's like, dude, it's 14 years. People move on with their lives. What do you expect?
That's almost 2 decades, family.
Yeah, man, it was 1990 the last time they saw each other, so a whole different world's gone by. But yeah, so you get a sense he's like not exactly sure of what he should be doing. He's just trying to figure out his next steps. McNulty is very fixated on D'Angelo and what's happening with the Barksdale crew. He says like they're all playing nice, but it doesn't make any sense. Why are they all like, nobody's fighting, and why is everyone spread out? So McNulty and Kima visit Herc and Carver at their district. And I thought they were being like odd. There wasn't much love between them, as you could feel, because they left on bad terms.
Yeah.
Herc and Carver left basically like, "Fuck you guys, you don't respect me."
Yep.
And
I took this note down too, Jack. So like, for Herc specifically, right? Depending on where he's working, like what unit he's working in, even if he's inefficient, if that's the right adjective, he's supremely locked in, right? So like in the first season, they shoot him up, bang bang. They're trying to beat up on people and stuff like that. In the season 1, he's telling the younger cops, "Hey, look, all that beat 'em up, bang bang shit don't work. It's the mind that makes cases." Then in season 2, you see him undercover. Okay, so you see him kind of get active, and you also get to see him when they're in the detail. They're frustrated because they're not really getting to do anything. So then in season 3, he's in the Western, and he told them, "Hey, look, I don't get no fuck about no CIs. We in the trenches right here. You want a CI, you go get your own CI, you shoot the shit. But we in the trenches out here." So it's like wherever he's at, he's gonna adapt to the unit that he's in and own it. So
yeah, no, that's a fair point. He's like, and that's one of the things about him that separates him from Carver is that he doesn't second guess himself, or he has a lot more confidence, like for no reason whatsoever. But he has all of this confidence, and that's what like allows him to succeed. Because it's like when they're taking that test, right, in season 1, and Carver's really stressed out. But Herc's just like going. Herc is the type of guy who doesn't study for an exam and gets an A, even though he doesn't, because he doesn't overthink things. He just kind of goes with the flow, and whatever happens until he loses the fucking camera and when but yeah, he's pretty just like kind of goes with the flow. And when they see Carver McNulty and Brett.
I don't know when we haven't discussed it about like what our next couple of character analysis episodes are. We'll discuss that later tonight. But whenever we get to Herc, bro.
Yeah, Herc's an interesting guy.
Fucking season 4 Herc, bro. Like season 4 Herc, I can't wait to either do the analysis on him or when we just break down season 4. Like, cause Herc in season 4 he was on some other shit, bro. He was on some other shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Love season 4 Herc. I love season 4 Herc,
he's great.
Bro. He was something else.
He's a complete fuck up. He's hilarious. He's just completely incompetent in every way. He's a great character. He's just an idiot. That's what's funny. He's just like a dumb guy who has all this power and doesn't deserve any of it. And everyone gets screwed.
Do you remember when he walked in on the mayor and he saw the mayor and then he kind of stood there and looked? I'm like, bro, get the fuck out, bro. Right. What are you doing, bro? Get out. You clearly walked in on something you weren't supposed to see, bro. You look at the mayor, look at the girl, like, bro, get the fuck out of my office.
Oh yeah. He doesn't like. He's like, hey, that sounds cool. He just gets lucky. That's what's funny about
love Herc though, man. Love Herc.
Yeah,
love Herc.
He's a great character. And they're trying to impress Kima and McNulty and saying like, we don't need no CI, we just kick ass. Like, fuck you guys, don't come in here and like tell us
what the fuck to do.
Because that's what McNulty kind of does. He's like, a police is only as good as his. Well, Kima says a police is only as good as his CI, which is basically like they're calling him a fraud, and that's also what Bunk says.
Bunk said it's Beatty. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good catch, Sam.
And Burrell, I like that when they're reading what Burrell says about like he's saying some bullshit of like, oh, the academy is going to be fine. We just need a grant, and then Carver's like, you can talk some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what these guys do is that they talk bullshit to the media to make themselves look better and whatnot. But what's his face? So yeah, Bunny essentially, in so many words, tells his people that they're going to be turning a blind eye to the drug trade. He explains like here are all these vacant houses. We're going to be moving all of the drug trafficking to these areas. Essentially gather them up in one area, and then when they're not looking, fucking pounce on them. And he did a good job explaining it. Like, would you rather shoot fish in the ocean or have them all in a barrel and just shoot them that way?
Let me ask y'all: Does if y'all were cops, does that make sense to y'all? Like what Colvin is telling y'all? Like, is that?
It's a chain of command. I mean, everything's gonna. I mean, if you can't just push shit to this. You can't push shit in one corner and not expect it to stink up the room eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna it's gonna. This is not a plan that's gonna work in the long term.
Right.
But it's a chain of command. You know they're just doing what they're told, and that's not. I know that's the excuse the Nazis gave, but this is a little different. That's kind of like. They're just, it's an experiment, but it's an experiment bound to fail, because when, the first murder is going to happen, the stuff is going to cross over to the side, the media is going to get everything that happens is going to happen.
It's going to happen, right? I guess I'm asking y'all, like, from if the three of us were sitting in a room with Colvin, and Colvin is like, hey, y'all, we about to make these drugs legal, but we're only doing this because then we're gonna arrest everybody. Okay, that sound good, y'all?
Well, that's the thing. I would be thinking this is like a trap because like in
which
trap.
is how he sold it. That's how he sold it.
He sold it like that, but I don't think that was his plan. I think he was going to let it go on.
No.
Yeah.
That's what he had to tell them to get them to kind of be.
But that's entrapment.
Turn a blind eye.
Right.
But that's entrapment. What he's saying is essentially entrapment, though, because that's how Bodie got off.
Right. Yep.
But it's like, I think from their point of view, it's like they're almost just thinking like, well, even if it sounds weird, they're like, well, he's the boss, he must know what he's talking about. They don't. They're not really like. I think their first instinct isn't to question them. They're pissed off because they can't do it, but I feel like Colvin just has that like respect where they kind of give them the benefit of the doubt.
And what would that look like, y'all? If the cops up under him. Who would they tell? I guess it would have to
probably Burrell or somebody under. Rawls.
You would have to tell Burrell or Rawls.
Yeah, or he's the major, right? So whatever is above a major.
Colonel. So it'd be the colonel and then Rawls and then Burrell. Got it. Okay.
Which is what Carver ended up doing later on, but we also have more of Bubs too this episode. We forget that he's in here. Bubs is like at some sort of not a soup kitchen, but it's like a community
hall.
Like a public food hall for poor people.
Why was Johnny so mad? What were they mad about?
Johnny doesn't want him cooperating with the police.
I know that, but he's mad before he even says that. Like they're talking about something, and then Johnny's like, "I'd rather my mind on it." But I
think it's because they can't find any drugs at the moment. That's what I took.
Maybe
it as. Okay. It seemed like he was fiending or having withdrawals. That's what I took it as. Otherwise, I don't know.
Jack, he looks so fucking mad, bro. Like he looks really, really mad, and
he looks like he probably hasn't gotten high.
Yeah, he looks really, really, really pissed off with Bubbles, and then.
Talk about an underrated character, Johnny. Man, he did 3 seasons. Nobody really talks about him when they talk.
For sure. And he's got some acting chops. He's got some funny moments. He's a good actor.
Leo Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. He's good. And y'all know what too? I know we talked about the kids movie. I think I'm ready to watch it. I think I saw some clips from it, and I was like, okay, all right, this is.
I watched it. I watched it preparing for it already. I'm sure Jack watched it at that time too. So.
Oh yeah.
I think I might. It was just y'all know me, new dad, young dad. You know, I just like I don't want to know why, that kind of thing. But I seen some clips. It just seemed like how people were responding to it. I'm like, damn, people really love this fucking movie. Like it was like people were like, this is a movie that you have to watch.
Well, I mean, to put out a little business talk on here, I think it's one that could garnish views for the channel if we watch. Yeah.
It's definitely not for everyone. It's for if you're into movies. I mean, if you're a big movie guy, it's not for like a general audience. Definitely not a first date movie.
Jack, a lot of people are saying that everybody needs to watch it, but that's what made me want to bring it to y'all again. Like, all right, y'all, I think I'm ready to watch this because so many people were like, "Oh no, this you have to watch, kids. This is a classic movie. It's this, is that." I'm like, damn, okay. Well, shit.
It was groundbreaking for its time.
Yeah, it's definitely a great movie. I'm just saying, like it wouldn't be a movie to bring grandma to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I read the plot, bro. I read the plot.
Yeah, it is a fantastic movie. It's what I call a good feel bad movie. There's some movies that are like good feel good. That was a classic feel bad movie. Roger Ebert, I remember, said it was like a big wake up call to the world, and I thought that was what it was good about.
I used to watch that shit all the time, Jack. Ebert and Robert.
I love Roger Ebert. Bro. He's one of my heroes, actually, personally.
The fact that you call it Ebert and Robert lets me know how.
I mean, Siskel and Ebert. Yeah, that's true. I forgot you're elder millennial. Because Siskel died when I was like 5, so I knew.
No, it makes me realize how much younger you guys are than me. Yeah.
Wait, what's the original?
Siskel and Ebert.
Oh, Siskel.
It was originally Gene Siskel, but when he died of cancer, then Richard Roper replaced him.
Oh, I was today years old when I found it out. Didn't even know that.
I love Roger Ebert.
I used to love Roger people. I ain't gonna lie. Like that was that takes me back to childhood for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, where are we at?
So we're almost at the end, guys. Yeah. We have like a couple more scenes, and we'll do them right now.
Ray Cole's passing.
Yep. Which is it strikes me as so. This is the first time we get the Irish song, the Wake song, the funeral on the pool table. And then we see it on the last episode with McNulty. Jay Landsman, you can tell that he doesn't give up good police if it's not true. You know, he actually said everything wrong with him, but said it in a nice way too. Like, hey, which one of us doesn't cheat on a wife, cheat on our tax? So it was like a nice go. He said, he had a couple of good ones too, a couple of good cases. He said the one right. So this is actually sad too because you could kind of see that they focus on not getting the face. So my guess is that Robert.
Good catch, Jesse. Good catch.
Yeah. My guess is that Robert Colesbury died during it,
Yeah, because he's not, and y'all refresh my memory, Jack. Is he in episode 1 or 2?
Cole?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Jesse?
Yeah.
He clicked off. Damn, because I feel like Jack, do you remember at the end of season 2 if that last episode, I'm trying to remember where they flashed the RIP Robert Colesbury at. Is that the end of season 2 or is that in season 3? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's done here at the end of this episode.
Is this episode? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So he died, I guess, in the last episode. My bad, I just saw a neighbor from down the block. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love this scene though because it shows the camaraderie and the sense of brotherhood that these guys have together. It's like
it's thick, bro. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's like a fraternal kind of love.
Yeah, it was cool.
And they do almost.
Scene, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something else about it, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, when you can see Landsman and McNulty, they have a moment too. It's like he pats him on the head or on the shoulder or something like that. And it's definitely team camaraderie. It's like he looks at McNulty as his badass stepson,
But they even also they have It's true. He is kind of like their cool stepson. They give each other shots. They're singing, but and they also McNulty and Bunk have like a semi-existential moment where they're just like, "Is this what's going to wind up? Like this is what we do, and eventually we'll be here." You know, and then it's like they make the thing about life. Like you could go through everything right, you're doing it, and then one day you could just. And that's life, you know.
I will say that I think the funeral scene in season 5 actually beats this one too. So
you talking about McNulty?
Yeah, it's a great callback too.
Yeah, that's because it's McNulty probably. It's
Well, McNulty, the speech is great. The Landsman
for sure
speech is awesome.
Yeah, Landsman speech is awesome.
Even the busting balls with you know, if you were dead in a corner, Jimmy was probably the one who did it, you know.
I love it. I love that. I love
the song in unison. So just the funeral scene in well, I guess my point being is, you don't really see scenes done twice, and the second one being better than the original,
than the first one.
Which is
that's
cool.
tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
True.
They did that in Power, Jesse. I think you had cut off Power by season 2 on book the second book. But in the first book, the son came to Hada. His dad, he goes to visit his dad in prison, and his dad has the prison guards beat the shit out of him because he kind of snapped at his mom and he pushed her a little bit.
I saw that episode.
You saw that one.
Okay.
Season 3,
and Kane needs to work on his Spanish because his Spanish is horrible.
Yeah, right. In season 3, Kane is in charge, the son Jack, and the dad is like kind of working for his son. And the son has some people jump his dad. It's like, okay, this is payback. And I could have whooped your ass more for what you did to me and what you did to my brother. So it's kind of like that kind of connection when they do the same.
I stopped watching
scene twice.
I stopped watching at that part. I didn't see Kane.
Yeah, you didn't see season 3 of Ghost. One of the best seasons in Power history. Let's stay on the wire. But, you know, season 3 Ghost, 10 out of 10. So where were we at?
So we got 2 more scenes left, right? So
this is a big one. Yeah, this is a big scene.
We have there's like an oyster festival that Carcetti is there, right?
Yep.
And he's like holding court, and he's telling this like kind of half joke, half story about this guy who tries to get this bill passed to to help kindergartners, but like none of his friends help him, and it's kind of making it show like you have no friends in government, and everyone's gonna screw you over. And it's showing that like Carcetti is really like kind of a man of action. He's a guy that holds court at a.
He can command the room too.
Yeah, exactly. He's a natural showman. He's very charismatic. You can kind of tell that he's got something planned here, you know.
And you know what, too, Jack? When he's talking right, and nothing is accidental in the wire, I don't think anymore at this point. After the whole chess discovery that Jesse put us on, I don't think nothing is accidental in the wire no more. But when they flash to the girl who he ends up sleeping with, you know, like, why was that even remotely necessary? Like, it's like, you know, like it shows this pretty girl who we don't never see, this pretty lady, and then it flashes back to Carcetti. You know, he ends up talking to her and sleeping with her. The note I took though was,
and this was what O'Malley was most mad about. But it's so funny too because it's not like this was like the Mike O'Malley story,
right?
Like,
nobody said your name. Nobody would even really like. It's one of those things of what do you call it? The Barbara Streisand effect, right? Where it's like once you bring some attention, once you mention it, now the attention is going to be brought on it. And it's like, they're not literally saying he's you. You're the one. It reminded me of that actor sued Ryan Reynolds because he said one of the Deadpool characters was based on
I heard
him.
about that.
And it's like I would have never even made that connection. And now it's like, it's true. Like, why would you?
Maybe some people in Baltimore like really knew it was him because the vote went down the way.
I mean, he was the mayor at the time. Like,
he was the mayor at the time, and he just beat like two black people in the race also.
Yeah.
So like the way, so yes, probably Baltimore did know a little bit, but like I said, it's not a biopic. This is loosely based.
Right.
So it's like
it ain't that deep, is what you're saying. But he definitely cheated on his wife, and he definitely, bro, she was still there when he was flirting with the lady too. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your wife.
He was.
They still in the venue, bro. And not that I'm advocating cheating by any means, but bro, your wife and your kids still
Right.
in the same. They in the same spot. What are you doing flirting with this lady? Boy, you
At least
tripping.
just wait until she leaves. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
right? So it's like kind of like, and like they kind of like The Wire kind of shows like every even good guy like cheats on their wives, which is like I'm like that's
It's
like
crazy.
a horrible. It's like a horrible message, you know. It's like
It is, bro.
if you're an
It
Not
is.
Arnold, you
everyone.
kind of like
Actually, now
almost
I think about it,
everyone.
pretty much
Yeah, like
everyone, almost
yeah,
every
almost
character.
Not Bonnie
even
Colvin.
even Landsman on the funeral speech said, "Which one of us haven't cheated on why?" You know, it's
Well,
kind of like
for Landsman, and I've
Yeah.
mentioned this a few times, the Bunk story of him burning his stuff is Jay Landsman's true life story. So, you know, for
And
Jay
actually, the
Landsman,
most
you know, he definitely was cheating on his wife because, you know, for sure.
Oh
the
yeah,
most
yeah,
the most faithful guy was Omar.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think one of the things the show was trying, like, I always took it as like The Wire trying to make the statement that like police and people in government don't often make good spouses.
For
Like
sure.
because a lot of their marriages always just like end up.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was definitely said. Well, he said. Well, no, I'm sorry. Presbo was a good guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Presbo didn't even feel comfortable in the strip club. Yeah, yeah.
Good husband. Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
you're right though. Most of the characters pretty much just cheated on their spouses throughout the show. It's a good catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're seeing.
And it was
You
like
know.
so acceptable. It's kind of like, yeah, way to go. Cheating on your wife with this one. Go, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, they're
man.
they're definitely pigs here. I mean, he definitely shows. It shows what he just. This is what Carcetti is like at this point.
Different
But the other,
times. Gotta
the
respect the
other,
sanctuary of marriage. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right?
facts,
No, that's
man.
true. The
Facts.
the
Especially
last
if you have
scene.
kids, man. You have kids, bro, and you're married, bro.
Yeah, like what are you doing stepping out? Like you think that gets you cool points? You
Nah,
know,
dude.
Bro.
Nah, man.
bro.
Stay faithful.
Nah, bro.
Or divorce or something.
Yeah, bro. Like I couldn't imagine. But after having a child, bro, that's a whole nother element to it, bro.
yeah, right. Like
I don't even know how you could be a good parent in a marriage and cheat still. Like where you have the time to what you.
Yeah, like Kima has her wife and child in bed, and she's going to a bar to cheat.
Facts, bro. Yeah,
You
shitty,
know, like-
shitty Kima.
Yeah.
Shitty Kima, bro. Shitty Kima. That's a terrible scene right there, bro. Seeing them in the bed, and then you going back out to go look. I don't really use the B word that much on here, but I say it here. So go look at bitches. You know, you going to look at women, and you got the baby and your girl in the bed, bro. What are you doing? Like,
Right.
what are you doing, Kima? Like,
yeah, she's fucking up, man. And the last scene is we have. It's like they do a little trickery because you think like that you essentially have the Barksdale people who are staying at the funeral of that woman who is friends with Omar.
Yep.
And then the camera does great job of panning out to where you see Omar on the curb.
He's in a cut, bro. He's in a
Hey,
fucking cut.
I think this killed
looking
Omar
for him.
that he couldn't go and say goodbye.
Not for sure, bro.
They're waiting for him, you know.
He definitely, when he's scoping out Stringer, I think it's later in the season, and the camera flashes to the ground, and you see he didn't smoke like 12 or 15 cigarettes while waiting for him. Like that's kind of eerily similar to what he was doing here. They just didn't show the cigarettes, but you can see like I'm in the cut, I'm scoping this shit out. All right, I'm about to get active on these people at some point in time, kind of thing. Or was it he just wanted to go on the funeral and he's just waiting until they leave? I don't know.
Right.
Well, I took it as, so that's funny, right? I didn't take it as him scoping it out. I took it as him wanting to say his goodbyes, but like he knew not to get there too early.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was kind of there, he saw that they're there, and he was like, "Fuck, I can't even go say my goodbyes."
Okay. Yeah. That makes I like that.
And that was sad too. That was genuinely sad. And when he apologizes, I realized like that shows the difference between like him and Marlo, is he has humility and he's able to admit when he's wrong.
Sure.
And
Omar's
it definitely shows.
Omar's the most human. There's a great, like YouTube video of him on the take where it's kind of like, Omar rights the wrongs of the Wire, right?
Right.
He's like this you know, he's human. He's
Mhm.
nature. He's all of us. You know, he's emotional. You know, but he can step to these like social paths.
Yep.
With him kind of being a sociopath himself,
Himself.
and
Yep.
Yeah.
you know,
Phenomenal.
he could stand up. He could go toe to toe with them, but he could still apologize when he
He
needs
did,
to.
and man, and just speaking of what we was talking about earlier, because I've as many times I've seen the show, y'all, it's just that shootout scene. He really was leading his crew, y'all. Like he was really firing off at that house, at that stash house, bro. Like
Yeah,
he almost got them out of it. He was
but
getting active, bro, for
but they
sure.
shouldn't have even been there to begin
They
with.
shouldn't
You
have.
know,
They
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
it
have.
was
Nope,
it
they
was
should have.
you know
And
you hit
he knows that from season 1 because he said in season 1, "Hey y'all, these people ain't gonna be nothing like Barksdale people." You know, he
yeah.
said that to the crew.
Not only that, you've been hitting the Barksdale nonstop, so you got to know that they have an extra plan for you. Like you know,
Right.
like
Come
it's
on,
kind
bro.
of like you
No,
know.
that was tough. That was tough.
And he was kind of
That was tough.
insistent on it, right? They were like,
He
"You're right."
did.
That I guess that was one of the good Dante points, you know, to take back my point from earlier. He kind of said, "I don't like it," you know.
He said, I don't like this, you know. And
Um,
that's when Omar starts, when he burns himself, like I said, he's trauma dumping.
Yeah.
He's like, oh fuck, this
He's
is
trying to
my
hurt himself. He's
fault.
punishing
Yeah.
himself because he
Oh,
feels
this is
bad.
my fault. I got her killed, and everybody told me to stop.
Hmm.
Fuck.
so Leland, to take us out real quick, can you read from our top two YouTube contributors?
So
Jan. Oh, shout out to Don
I was,
Adrian Gibson. Always got to give a shout out.
of
Executive
course,
producer
I
of
was
the show.
gonna read that on our next character analysis, Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they talked about the character analysis. So when we shoot that, I got you. I thought about that mid episode too. Like, we flowing. I don't think I should read it mid episode, and at the end, let's do it on a character analysis episode. So I'll text y'all in the group, and we'll figure out who we're gonna shoot next.
Season 3, episode 3. We out of here.
Who's the top actor, Jesse? You said Idris Elba, and who else?
Idris Elba. You know what? I'm gonna give it to that whole 40-degree day dialogue. The guy delivered like a 40-degree day. I don't know
Yeah,
the
that guy
actor's
was
name,
funny.
but he
He is.
delivered that with some comedic chops. I'm gonna give him a little credit on this one. Yeah.
He is awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, thank you so much, man. Phenomenal
Thank
breakdown.
you guys. For sure.
Jack, thank you for narrating. Leland, thank you for editing, doing the new intro, and all the hard work
Jesse,
you guys
thank you
put
for
on.
doing
Yeah,
it.
Thank you for believing in us, Jesse. You know, we wouldn't be here without you, bro.
For being
a
so
friend.
handsome and yeah.
No, you're welcome.
Friend.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Jack, if somebody wants to book you, give me your IG, and then I'm gonna take us out.
Comedian Jack Simmons, book me for work, comedy, acting, whatever you need.
Beautiful,
all right.
Beautiful. This has been a phenomenal episode 3, season 3 recap. Appreciate you, Jack. We've got a lot more random episodes coming. We've gotten some really, really good feedback on our last 2 episodes that haven't been recaps. One being a breakdown of the shorts, the prequels rather, and then our first character analysis with Bodie. We've been getting some phenomenal feedback, phenomenal engagement on it. So we're definitely going to keep running out some of these random episodes. Jack and I both are going to shoot our top 10 cold opens probably in the next month for sure. I don't know exactly when, but we'll definitely shoot our top 10 cold opens. And if you all have any suggestions for the character analysis that you all want us to do next, please comment and let us know. Always, we will shout out our behind-the-scenes support system, Ms. Donna Adrian Gibson, Ms. Debbie Young, Kurt Burke, and Dan DeLuca. We love all 4 of you all so much. We appreciate you all believing in us. Always just pushing us behind the scenes to different people, connecting us to different people within the wire world. We love all 4 of y'all so much, and thank y'all for supporting us. If you want to book either of us for any voiceover work, any commercial casting, please comment or reach out to us at wiretappedtruths@gmail.com or contact us at 678-938-5398. All of the actors who we've interviewed will have all of their links in this description, so please support all of the wire actors that we've interviewed as well as the ones that we haven't interviewed. Just continue to support all of the people that made this show what it was. So again, please like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretap Truths. It's been another phenomenal episode. Love my team. We'll see y'all next time.
See you guys.